Hi everyone, I'm here. Wanted to have you meet a couple people and share some info with you. I'd like you to meet Art and Judy. Art is how would you describe what you are?
I'm a health and wellness coach. I think it's the best name.
Right. And Judy Bresner, a mom here in Andover and part of our community, but also is a client of Art's, right?
Right.
And masseuse extraordinaire.
And yeah, so we're here in Judy's office. Thank you for allowing us to be here. And we just I wanted to share with you a little bit about kind of what Art does, how he helps, and especially with the new year coming, why it makes sense to learn about him.
Well, I run a place called a business, and not a place really anymore, we'll get to that, but called the Successful Aging Academy. And what I do is I work with people 45 to 65 and helping them with regain their health and lose weight and just change their mindset and habits, that type of thing. So I've been, obviously in Andover, I know a lot of people in the area, trained a lot of the athletes and moms and parents in the area for years, but years ago I sold my brick and mortar business, and now everything I do is online. So the Successful Aging Academy is an online business.
Yeah, so how does it work being solely online?
It is interesting, and a lot of people are like, well, how does that, they used to, coming into a trainer and working with someone, or going to the gym and doing that. So what I do is I provide nutrition coaching, workouts. I send people workouts with videos, and I do a lot of on the phone coaching every week. So, and there's a lot of accountability training. That's the big one we'll talk about. And so there's always somebody there kind of coaching you. We're just not physically in the gym with you anymore. Sure. And it tends to be where the industry's kind of going.
Yeah.
A lot of people like obviously going to the gym thing, and I actually encourage all our clients to go to the gym, have a gym membership, because I will give you workouts and you got to do them somewhere if you don't do them at home.
Right.
So.
Right, and it also saves time for your coaching. It can save time,
does,
right?
It does.
Online.
Yeah.
So I guess what does a typical client look like, and who is a good fit for your approach?
Right. Well, the majority of people I work with are from Andover. It just happens to be that way, just because I've been in the community for so long. And the typical client is maybe somebody like Judy, actually, who's a client and a business owner or management type. Or we get a lot of actually, stay-at-home moms who are navigating kids' schedules and the whole thing that goes with that. So it's usually people who are short on time. So that's what it comes down to. Like, they don't have a lot of time, or I don't have like 2 hours to go to the gym. I don't have, so what can we do? So once you get the nutrition in place, we make sure we have really short, compact, effective workouts that they can do at home or like at Yang's or wherever they happen to belong. So it's really that time constrained people who are looking for accountability, like I mentioned that one. That's like the big differentiator is accountability. If you're not answerable to somebody, it's very easy to go, it's snowing out today, never mind. Mm-hmm. So that's the big piece, is really accountability. And you always have a coach who's like, we have regularly scheduled calls every week, and you got to be there. And I have a friend of mine who's kind of like my poster child for the whole program, and he's down from 310 pounds to his goal was 250 by Christmas, and he's a pound away, so he's going to do it by next week. So it's pretty amazing. But he travels a lot, and he was under a lot of stress, and he said, it's easy to snap when you're under stress, and just I want the glass of wine, I want Comforts. The dessert. Yeah. And he said he wouldn't do it because he knew he had to answer to me. On our call on Mondays. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm accountable to somebody, and that's the difference, right there.
Right. So the response has been positive.
It's been really good. There are people who have said, Art, I want to work out with a group, like the boot camps we used to do, and that's fine. So it's not 100% for everybody, but it's about those people who are short on time, want accountability, are comfortable going to the gym on their own or at home. And it just works for their schedule. It really just suits their lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
And how would you describe, what type of trainer are you, would you say, in terms of?
Having been like a strength coach forever, especially around here, I've always had brick and mortar facilities. But right now, I would consider myself a health and wellness coach, right? And I'm actually training other coaches to kind of do what I do underneath me. And because I've got my own little system set up. So it's really a health and wellness coach. And if you look at the certification, it says Master Health and Wellness Coach, you know. So, but I like that better because it's not just all about fitness, not just all about weight loss. So it's not just. So I am a certified nutritionist and a certified strength coach, but it's the health and wellness all around thing that people are kind of looking for now.
Yeah. And Judy, can you tell me about your experience, kind of what drew you to it, and clearly you're in it. Why do you find it so successful?
Well, I started working with Art about nine years ago or something, doing the boot camps and stuff, so I've always been in touch with him. And then recently, you know, I got the emails about what he was doing, and it was just a point in my life where I was like, I'm ready for the change. And they always say, when you're ready, the teacher will appear. And here he was, and I was just at a point where I was like, no more excuses, I'm just gonna do this. So I had a conversation with him. We set some short-term goals. We really break it down, and I think that's the key to success. And we broke it down, and I reached my first goal, and then he's like, well, where do you want to see yourself in a year from now? And I kind of threw a number out there, and I'm like, you know, 3 pounds away from that now, which is only 6 months later. So, you know, he's really helped me. The accountability, like you said, is huge, and he really helped me just stay focused, stay accountable. And if it wasn't for him now, I totally would have gained like 10 pounds since Thanksgiving. You know, that's the trajectory that I've always been on, you know, and I was like, this year is going to be different. I want to be different, and it's been great, you know, the weekly calls.
So, the weekly calls, great. And so could you give us a little more insight of what's entailed? I know the nutrition, but are there specific types of ways of eating? Do people
the short version of what I encourage people to do is, number one, intermittent fasting. It works really well. I mean, there's so much, the science backs it up. And I never do anything that's like, oh, that's Art's opinion. Like, no, if it doesn't have science behind it, I'm really not interested. So the intermittent fasting is proven really to be very, very effective. I'm not a big fan of some of the extreme diets. I mean, keto certainly works. It does work for some people, but it's so hard to stick with. I don't push that on anybody. I'm a big fan of what's the long-term goal here? Well, if you eat something like a Mediterranean diet, pulling back on some of the grains that are involved with the Mediterranean diet, that's a nice fit. So intermittent fasting, a Mediterranean-style diet with lower grains, and then I spend more time on the sleep issues and stress reduction, because I surveyed all my clients, and what I found out was like, weight loss is important, but it's kind of down here. People said, if you can help me sleep better and you can get my stress levels down, then we're going somewhere. So we spend a lot of time on that and what to do, you know, to change your day, to do that. I'm a big fan of morning workouts. I find that people who, when their day gets going, it gets away from them and they don't train. So if it fits their lifestyle, I try to do morning workouts with intermittent fasting and a lower grain, lower dairy approach to like a Mediterranean diet. That's kind of the short version. If I had to describe it in a paragraph or two, that would be it.
Awesome, cool. So we kind of discussed this, but you are willing to kind of share a little bit of what you do with the moms, or let them experience it for free.
Yeah, because like we said, it is different. It's a little unusual. Some people adapt really well to it, like Judy, and some people
they're skeptic too.
They're skeptical,
right? Like I'm gonna, you know, that's the
Absolutely. If you're used to having a trainer in front of you, or a boot camp class, it's going to be different, right? But I'm finding that once you get used to the concept, it's good. So what I thought we would do is I have this accountability software, and I'm going to offer everybody on the Mums, it doesn't matter, it's for free, just to get used to it. There's a bunch of programs. I actually wrote them down. Oh, here we go. So these programs are the most common ones that we have. I picked the 6 best ones, and number 1 is the 28-day sugar-free me. So it's an online accountability program, and I'm gonna add in there like a weekly coaching call. So anyone who wants to do it, I'll get on. I'll just say, they call them AMA, Ask Me Anything calls, right? So any confusion, any questions you got, I'll ask it. The next one is a 6-week lifestyle challenge. It's because a lot of people, it's just lifestyle, right? They're making bad choices and their patterns are bad. So that's not so much sugar, it's just bad patterns. So we'll focus on that. A 6-week nutrition challenge, if people know that their biggest problem is what they eat, they have a horrible diet, we'll focus on that. There's an 8-day detox diet, which I thought would be really cool, especially after New Year's. People are gonna go, okay, I've been eating garbage for like a month. Let's do a little detox here, and then it's only 8 days. And I figured let's just roll that into another program, right? So I'll combine that. You know, same thing with something else. And then there's a nice one that people like the sound of. It's a 28-day mini fat loss challenge. So that's a good one. And the final one is it's a total of 32 days, but it's essentially a 28-day transformation contest. So not a challenge. It's not a contest, it's a challenge. So let me phrase that correctly. So any one of those that people want, we'll sign them up for them. They just got to reach out, and we'll obviously all the information will be on the Mums page, and we just get them going. It's all automatic. And they'll get the way it works is you'll get a little message every morning with someone saying, hey, did you do this yesterday? And by the way, here's today's little lesson to keep in mind. So it's an educational piece, it's accountability, and I can see on the back end who's doing what, who's being compliant, who's not being compliant. And you know, they might get a little nudge email from me or one of the coaches, and just to keep people on track, and that way they'll get an experience for it. And I'll send people workouts to do. I filmed some great one with Diana over here at Yang's, and we can send those along for free. So they'll have workouts and whatever this program they pick.
Oh, great. So you yourself, and then you have other coaches as well?
Yeah, I have one coach underneath me, one I'm bringing on board probably in February. And it's interesting, one person does happen to be local, the other one's in Baltimore.
Okay.
But it's all online, so it's
right.
okay. And she's super experienced, so she's kind of eager to get going. So it's just because it is expanding, the program's growing a little bit, and as people get used to it, so I need to slowly bring people on board so everyone gets the attention that they want, that they expect from a program like this. And it just happens to be, nothing. I know a lot of trainers in the area, but it's a little more cost effective maybe than having a personal trainer there all the time.
Right, great.
Yeah.
So if people are interested, they should go to the links in the post.
Yeah, I'll put a link in there, or they can just direct message me from the page where you are, and we can set it up from there. It's pretty easy.
Great. All right. Thank you, Art, and thank you, Judy.
All right.
Bye.